All right, Team Impact. It is Thursday. We're rocking through this week. Today we're moving on to triangles and trapezoids. So two pretty good things. So let's get into this thing and see what we can go with here. Okay. So I'm going to be pretty quick up here, but the similarities and the differences between the triangle and the you know and the rectangle. Well, if we look, they have the same dimensions. So let's just write that same dimensions, right? And what's the differences? Well, the triangle is half of the rectangle. All right, let's just go with that. The triangle is half of the rectangle. So when we look at that, we're going to have to add that piece to our formula. Okay. All right. So if the formula for finding the area of a rectangle is base times height, how could you describe the formula to find the area of the triangle? Well, the formula is now going to be area is going to be 1/2 the base times the height, because that is half of that. And all we've done is kind of cut it right there. Sorry, cut it right there. Okay. What is the area of the rectangle? What is the area of the triangle? And then was your hypothesis correct? Sure. So the area of the rectangle is 72 centimeters square. And the area of the triangle, all right, and area is going to get 1/2 times the base of 8 times the height of 9. All right, so you could do this a lot of different ways. You could take 8 times 9 and then divide it by 2. You could take half of 8 of 4 and then take 4 times 9 and get 36. So, and that's always in square units. So we just utilize the commutative property, right? So when we're looking at this, that can help us as well. All right, down at the bottom here. Okay, triangles are pretty easy, so we're not going to spend a lot of time with this. But area is going to be 1/2 the base times the height. The base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to count that half a piece because 1/2 times 5, because that half is going to utilize for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So 1/2 of 5 times 7, or 5 times 7 is 35. Half of 35 is 17 and 5/10, and we're going to call that units square. Okay. Next up is the triangle. And again, make sure your base and your height are perpendicular. This number here is going to be used for the perimeter if we were looking for that. Still, area is 1/2 the base times the height. Let's plug in our values. 1/2 times 3.5 times 2. Okay. So watch how I'll do this. I'll take half of 2 and get 1. 1 times 3.5 is 3.5 meters square. So I multiplied it here. Over here, you'll notice that up here I took half of 4 and got, or half of 8 and got 4. So again, we can do it in different ways. Commutative property says that. Okay, triangle 3, pause it and go ahead and do it. If you're back, 1/2 base times the height, 1/2 times the base of 14 times the height of 16. Okay. So half of 16 is 8. 8 times 14 is 112 inches squared. If you need your calculator, go ahead and use that. So really very similar to yesterday, because the triangle and the rectangle are very closely related. That's how you find the area of triangles. Very easy. Just adding the half to the formula. Okay. Let's flip it over. All right, and take a look at our trapezoids. So by definition, a trapezoid has one set of parallel sides. Okay, so this is parallel to this. This is parallel to that. That's all it's saying. Again, the bases are here, and the height is going to be perpendicular to the bases. Now on this height, they give it to us, but on this height, we don't get a number, and they're trying to confuse us here because this is 8.5, right? we want to use this. All right, so just talking about those directly. All right, so let's get into some vocabulary here. A trapezoid is made is one or two triangles and a rectangle, and they're combined. To find the area of this, it's a little bit more involved. All right, so we have the triangles and the rectangles. So area is going to equal 1/2 parenthesis. Okay, and we're going to multiply base 1 plus base 2, and then we're going to multiply that by the height. Okay, so there's a lot to this formula. 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times the height, plugging it all in. Let's get after it. Base 1 or B1 is the first base. Okay, so if we refer to this could be B1, this could be B1. They are interchangeable. B2 is the second base. Okay, and it's just however you look at it. If you're calling this the first base, this would be the second, and vice versa. No problem there. And H, of course, is going to be our HEIGHT, height of the trapezoid. Okay? So, again, pretty easy once you figure out the formula and you start plugging in the numbers, and just make sure you're using the right number for the height. That's the easy part, all right? Okay, so let's take a look at this. Formula. Area equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Write that down. Now I'm going to plug in my numbers. 1/2 is constant in the formula times base 1. Base 1 is 13. Base 2 is 7. 13 and 7. And my height is going to be 4. Okay? So when I look at that, I'm not going to use the slanted height of 5. Okay? Only for the perimeter. Don't get confused with that. Okay, so watch how we do this. Okay, parentheses. 13 plus 7 is 20. Half of 4 is 2. 2 times 20 is 40 inches squared. Okay, next one up, formula. Make sure you write it down. It's going to help you. Base 1, base 2 times the height. Have numbers everywhere here, so let's be careful with this. 1/2 times the base 1. I'm going to call base 1 5 plus base 2 of 9 times the height of, there's my perpendicular box, of 3 2/10. Now this is one where you may want to use a calculator since you're getting into a decimal. It's not a problem, but 9 and 5 is 14. Half of 14 is 7. 7 times 3 2/10 is 22 4/10, and we're going to call that meters squared. Okay, so good stuff so far. Just plugging in numbers, making sure our bases and our height are set up. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at number 3. Betsy has calculated the area of the figure below to be 52 centimeters square. Determine if she is correct. Okay. Well, let's plug it in. So area is 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. 1/2 is constant. Base 1 is 8. Base 2 is 5. And our height is 4. Oops, I didn't need that parenthesis. Can't get rid of it since I wrote in pen. Okay, I'll let you get caught up. So let's see here. 8 and 5 is 13. Okay. And so we're going to go 1/2, 13 times 4. Half of 4 is 2. So 13 times 2 is 26 centimeters squared. Okay. So what did she forget to do? She said it was 52 centimeters square. It's actually 26. It looks like to me she forgot to multiply it by the half, and that is vital. Okay, that is vital that we do so. All right, the last one is probably the most difficult. This is where we have to set up our equation, simplify it, and work backwards. Okay. So let's start with the question. The trapezoid below has an area of this. All right. What is the height of the trapezoid? It's unknown. So let's go ahead and write down our formula first. Area is 1/2. All right. Base 1 is 18. Base 2 is 14. And we're looking for h. All right. And I messed that whole thing up because I said I was going to write down the formula. So let me do what I said I was going to do. Now, when we start with the formula, and let's get rid of that, we know where to plug our numbers in. We're actually looking for the h. Okay, so let's put under the a 192 equals 1/2. Okay, 1/2 just came down. Where did I get that number from? The problem. Base 1 is 18. Base 2 is 14, and now I'm looking for h. So all I've done here is written my formula. The letters tell me where to put my numbers. I'm still looking for this. I'm given the area. So what next we're going to do is we're going to simplify this whole side. So I'm going to start by bringing 192 down. Okay. So we're going to add 18 and 14. So 18 and 4, well, 18 and 10 is 28, and 4 is 32. So let's just write that down. Okay. Can we simplify it further? Yes. We can take half of 32. So 1/2 of 32 is 16. 16 what? 16h. Now, I'm going to isolate the variable. To do that, I'm going to divide both sides by 16. Okay. And when I do that, okay, I'm going to come down. It'd take 19 divided by 16. I'm going to use my calculator here because I'm going to get a goofy number here, right? 19 divided by 16 is that answer. So, okay, so we're going to get 1.1875. Something doesn't seem right here, so let's make sure I have all my numbers correct. 18, 14, half an h. 18 and 14, that's 28, 32. Half of 32 is 16. All right. Oh, there's my mistake. The area was 192, and I said it was 19. You see the mistake I did? Something didn't look right there. So I caught my mistake, which is fine. Something doesn't look right, check it. That's why we show our work. Divided by 16, and that's much better. So h equals 12. So the height is going to be 12 inches. Okay, and I apologize about that, but things like that happen. All right. So we're going to do more of this on Friday, warming up with these and triangles and parallelograms and rectangles working backwards. That's going to be our core focus as our warm-up. So you'll get more of that. But right now, your homework is 1 to 8. All right, and see what do geometry teachers have decorating their floors. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you.